Another sellout and the official opening of the newly redeveloped 18,000 capacity Ravenhill. Leinster travelled to Belfast knowing that a bonus point would ensure a home semi-final for the 5th consecutive year. Matt O'Connor's side in good form, having lost only one of their previous 10 league games. It was a big night for Ulster, led out for the last time at Ravenhill by the soon-to-retire Johann Muller. A bonus point would be enough to ensure their place in the playoffs. Jared Payne returned to the starting 15 after suspension. Fireworks beforehand, and there'd be plenty of them once the game got underway as well. After a feisty opening to the encounter, the visitors notched the first points through the boot of Ian Madigan 5 minutes in. The out half added 3 more points in the 11th minute with another penalty. That put Leinster 6 points to 0 up. Then a big moment in the match 16 minutes in. Tom Court, like Muller, was playing his last game at Ravenhill before moving to London Irish. But it wouldn't be a happy ending for the Irish international prop. English referee Luke Pearce, taking charge of his first RaboDirect PRO12 game, produced a straight red card for what was deemed a dangerous tackle on Devin Toner. This was one court without an appeal, and the Ulster number 1 was dismissed. But the home crowd, who were noisy throughout, had something to cheer in the 24th minute when the hard-working Paddy Jackson blocked Madigan's kick and sprinted for the line. The TMO was called to confirm that Jackson had got the touchdown. The number 10 did really well with the block firstly and the execution of the score, although he was just off target with the conversion. But Ulster were back to within a point of the Leinster men. Rob Kearney's last gasp tackle was high, and he was yellow carded.
It's a high tackle, I can't ignore that.
Soon after that, the visitors were reduced to 13 men temporarily, as Rhys Ruddock found himself in the ref's bad books. Ruddock seemed to trip over Zane Kirchner, but Jackson was taken out in the air, and the ref explained his decision.
I think it's you, the guy that's taking it in the air, whether it's accidental or not. We've got to protect the players in the air, okay? He hasn't landed on his neck, he's on his side. That's why it's a yellow card.
The crowd were baying for a red, but the referee wasn't swayed. Jackson and Madigan then exchanged penalties to leave it Ulster 8, Leinster 9 at the half-time break. The second half was tense. Madigan missed 2 kicks before finding his range in the 53rd minute to put 4 points between the sides, 12-8. Jackson kept Ulster within touching distance with a penalty for 11-12. However, straight from the restart, Leinster struck. Tommy Bowe failed to collect under pressure from Kirchner. Isaac Boss found Brian O'Driscoll, who set off and passed inside to Shane Jennings. The number 7 must have been surprised to get a free run to the line for Leinster's first try of the night. Delight for Leinster, Sparky less than impressed. Bowe, normally so reliable under the high ball, but this presented possession to the opposition, and Jennings was in for his first try of the season. Madigan converted, and Leinster had a 19-11 lead going into the final quarter of the match. Jackson and sub Jimmy Gopperth swapped penalties to leave it 14-22, but towards the end Ulster pressed for the vital scores they needed. 7 minutes from time, another Jackson penalty got it back to within 5 points, 17-22. They were now in bonus point territory, which would be enough to secure a place in the playoffs. And 2 minutes from time, Jackson Copper fastened that bonus point with another penalty from in front of the posts. Time ran out, and Ulster were unable to get that extra score to give the big crowd a win to celebrate. However, they could look forward to the semi-finals. both Muller and Court, along with Brian O'Driscoll playing his last game at the Belfast venue, received a wonderful send-off from the Ravenhill faithful. An emotional night for the two Ulster players who've been such a big part of the setup at Ravenhill in recent years. It was tight, tense and hugely competitive, and in the end it finished Ulster 20, Leinster 22.